Feeling
So,
good. Feeling good.
dude, your guys' setup looks so good. Like, I ran up here upstairs and turned on my computer. Dom, spin it around, Dom. Where you at?
Yeah, I'm just like I had a lecture before this. So
Oh,
I'm
look
just
where
like,
Dom's looking good though.
Dom's
See?
in school.
bro, yeah,
Dom's in
yeah.
school.
Dom's in school.
What time is it there, and what's the outside temperature, Dom?
It's 11 o'clock and it's like 50 degrees. Pretty warm. It's pretty warm.
That's 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Someday we'll be where you're at, but it's going to take us a little time to get there.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. It's like middle of winter, you know.
Well,
Not raining.
What's the name of your school, Dom?
University of Canterbury.
University of Canterbury.
Yes.
That's in New Zealand.
Christchurch.
It's in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Christchurch, New Zealand.
Beautiful South Island.
All right. Well, welcome to At FloatLife Fest, episode 3.
Woo!
My name is John Grace. We got our co-host
Yeah.
Justyn Thompson down in Miami. We have special guest Dominique Williams and Cory Boehne, Armor-Dilloz master himself, master photographer, master of many trades. Cory himself, and we got Dom coming to us all the way from the South Island of New Zealand, near Christchurch.
X-ray trail winner.
Currently,
Dom.
The trail master, Dominique Williams.
You know.
currently attending university down there. So,
Yeah.
where do we start, guys?
Where do we start?
I actually kind of feel like we need to start with Dom's mullet, but
Yeah.
Can you do a little side profile, Dom, just so I can snap a picture here?
solid mullet.
Yeah. It's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. Yeah, it's been a work in progress. It's been a work in progress. I thought I was original, and then I just look around and everybody here has a mullet, so I'm like, might look original, but yeah, I'm like last to the party, you know.
So
Original,
Dom-
just like all the other originals.
So, Dom, is there a one-wheel scene in New Zealand? I don't want to hijack the show here real quick, but I'm just super interested in what Dom's got going on here because I haven't seen the boy in a while.
I'm trying to get one started, you know. There's a decent amount of people that have kind of smuggled them in, but it's kind of challenging because shipping batteries to this country is expensive and really not cost effective, and so it's challenging to get one wheels over here. But there are quite a few people that have like smuggled them over, and then now I've started kind of bringing in like a couple boards to get some more people riding, so I have people to ride with, and so more people can ride one wheels in New Zealand, and like the bike path infrastructure and just the mountain bike trails here are just like, I don't know why there aren't more one wheels here, you know.
Why is it hard to get them in there? Like, what's the?
So mostly like it's just really so the supply chain for like hazardous goods like lithium ion batteries is not as set up as other countries, and so it's really challenging to import batteries here because most freight is imported on planes, like air freight is imported on planes, and so on passenger planes, and so you can't ship one wheel batteries on passenger planes. They have to be shipped on dedicated hazardous goods like cargo planes, and most shipping companies don't really think that they need to set up the supply chains for air freighting batteries, and so it kind of has to be shipped sea freight, and then I guess one wheel doesn't really see the need to like support the New Zealand market because it's probably just not big enough. But yeah,
So it's a struggle.
So working their way over there, working their way
over there.
I'm sure they're working their way over, but it's tough. I know it sounds like with a lot of countries, just having the support from Future Motion and One Wheel, getting things repaired, that sort of thing is very difficult and costly. So,
we import over to New Zealand, and I mean, it's definitely a long way over there, and getting anything into the country, it's just expensive.
And just like a lot of other like it's a lot closer to China, so it's much easier. Like the supply chains are much more set up from China to New Zealand. So it's much easier to get your like EUCs and your like e-scooters and e-bikes here. And we've kind of definitely seen a very large explosion in kind of PEVs made in China and brought here, because there definitely is a market for them, but there just hasn't been quite the opportunity for Onewheels to take off here. So
What's a
hopefully
one wheel cost over there?
So
brand new out of the box.
brand new out of the box. So like
GT.
if you ordered a GT, like one, I think you can order one off the website, but it's about you'll be about paying like $4,000 US around, like once shipped with duty and GST and everything. And then if you buy, I import like lightly used XRs, that trying to just bring this country the most reliable boards possible, because repairs are challenging, and they're about I charge about 2,100, like landed here for a nice fresh XR.
Let's talk about that. So you started your own company, Dom. What's the name of your
Yeah.
company?
It's called Volta Imports. You can check it out at voltaimports.co.nz. Yeah, I brought over a pallet of used XRs, tore them completely down, and made sure they were like looking good. Kind of did some things on the inside to make them super bomber and reliable, just so people here can get top quality board possible.
What a cool venture, dude. So have you sold
That's
any
awesome.
yet?
Yeah, sold a decent amount. I've been kind of like trying to get my university done this semester, but sold about like I have about 10 boards, sold about 4 so far, and
Oh,
have
sick.
had them over for about a month. But yeah, it's just kind of it's winter here, it's rainy and cold, and everybody's thinking about skiing, so going a little slow, but not too bad. Getting them out the door.
That's right. It's their off season down there.
Yeah.
That's super rad. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Congratulations.
So full
Yeah.
disclosure for everybody on the show today and listening, I'm single parenting 3 kids right now, so they may just run in here and interrupt the show, or I may have to leave at some point. So just want to put that out there before we get too deep into
We all know those kids pretty well.
into those elements. So kids, say hi, Dom. I told them I was getting ready to talk to you, and they said hi.
Yeah, how's it going?
Nice.
So now what's going on in Miami, boys?
Oh man, I have a side hustle where I drive gear and things around for people, and so yeah, I ended up in Miami. Perfect time for the podcast. Got to come down, get to see the old Mr. Boehne here. We all know Cory, Armor-Dilloz. If you don't know, Cory produces Armor-Dilloz. He is also the photographer extraordinaire for so many events now. If you go to his website, you can go to it's Armor-Dilloz.
Yeah, or Armor-D. If you just go to armor-d.com, that'll get you the photos really quickly. So yeah, we've got everything on there from FloatLife Fest 2 forward.
Every FloatLife Fest except for
photos.
the first, and then yeah, Wheel Scorchers, Oak City Shred Fest, Dirt Surfers.
Done a lot of stuff. Yeah,
so many events. Yeah, you've donated a lot of your time editing and taking photos, and it's a huge. It's really cool. It's awesome.
It's actually
we all really do appreciate it, and it's a great historical log of our sport.
It's something I'm super glad to do, man.
Dude, you crush it on the camera, Cory. I can't give you enough credit, man. I've definitely been around the media business a bunch, and
I was going to say, yeah, coming from you, that means something.
You're top tier for sure. And I want to get into this lens that you built that you've told me about, and like it may be too nerdy for a one wheel podcast. Yeah, it's super compelling to me, because.
So I think we can actually tie this into pop culture right now. So I think we can make it not too nerdy. Everybody right now is really excited about Oppenheimer. And the reason that Oppenheimer is so exciting is because the film format that it was recorded with. So instead of the typical large format of 35 millimeter, they're using a 70 millimeter film, which is it's twice the measurement. That means 4 times the area. So that gives you that really cool look. It looks like a medium format camera from like the old days, that really narrow depth of field, which interestingly enough is one of the things I try to do with my photography, is get that really crispy narrow depth of field.
So hard to do that. Just so hard.
Getting it right it's tricky, right? It really is. And the narrower you get, the trickier it gets. But it's worth it in the end. It really does look good, right? So on that 70mm film, it really did give some incredible results. So instead of using 70mm film, which 70mm is something like this, I'm using 8.
If you can't see, he's got a square about the size of his pointer finger. So.
Yeah. So it's a square. I mean, you're talking about, let's think of something. It's about the size of a big matchbox, like a really big matchbox, right? That's the size you're talking. Smaller than a deck of playing cards, but definitely bigger than a matchbox. That's typical. Whenever we're talking about the film format that I'm using, with the one that I've already built, it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of Mylar. Basically, it's being projected onto.
So a full-size printer paper.
Yeah.
Compared to a matchbox.
What I want to do is actually going to be something like a 15 to 16 inch piece of Mylar. We don't have that build yet, though. It's a pretty serious lens. It's like 600mm f3.5, and it weighs like 500 pounds total with everything. Pretty heavy. So it's a lot of glass.
Yeah, like we're talking about a 500-pound lens here. When you were first describing that to me, I did not believe it. I mean, I believed it, but I was blown away by it.
It's an unusual lens, right? It was originally used for basically satellites and spy planes. The whole point of it was to be able to, do an overflight and take an image onto a plate of film that gave you truly incredible resolution. I mean, they had big spools of film that they actually ran through these things. It was really incredible. And of course, it's nitrogen purge and all that, so it was good for high altitude operation. Wouldn't get foggy. Really, really cool setup. So anyway, it's a pretty insane lens. Yeah, and the smaller one I use is an Aero Ektar. Same. It's a Kodak version of this thing, and it's actually it does a 300 f2.8, I think. And so that's a much smaller lens, weighs about 20 pounds, something like that, with everything. Of course, the camera setup weighs more like 100. You got to have a bunch of stuff. You got to have a way to get that set up. But yeah, so anyway. I've done some cool work with it. Look forward to getting more done. Whenever I actually get it set up, we'll be creating something really special. It's going to require like a box truck. So
that really doesn't have anything to do with one wheeling, but I just wanted people to know as a testament to your pictures, like the passion and the enthusiasm and how nerdy you've gone down the path, which I love it. I'm a big fan.
I do geeky pretty well. I think a lot of people know I went to college and became a geologist and all of that. And the outcome of that is that I like to get geeky with stuff. It's fun. So
now, didn't you discovered like a meteor site, correct? Am I right? Is that
maybe you're right. So the answer is we're still working that out. Currently, Antonio Parras and I of NASA, he's actually basically refuted it, said that he thinks it's just a solutional doline, which means basically a sinkhole. But the thing is, we don't really have sinkholes in Miami, especially not 1 kilometer wide and not with ejecta fields. So it's an interesting debate. I look forward to we got to go out there and get some samples and do fun stuff. It's not proven though. So Miami meteorite crater is what it's tentatively called, but again, we're having a fun argument about it. We don't really quite know what it is.
But it's like that's one of the fun things I love about you. You just have so many you'll be like, what? You're doing that? It's awesome.
Maybe that's what we should call the new trail, the Miami meteorite. I mean, we got Rainbow Python or Miami meteorite.
I still kind of like Rainbow Python.
I kind of like Rainbow Python. I'm a big fan of that.
It's kind of a great name. It's kind of a great name.
I'd say Rainbow Python's pretty solid. I like that.
No, for sure.
So yeah, I get up to random stuff, and that's kind of where I ended up into Dilloz. I got angry about not having good tire sealant and got into random stuff, and here we are today. So
speaking of camera tricks and whatever, that commercial that you made for FloatLife Fest last year where you were just slaughtering the tires, like essentially taking a chainsaw to it, was that like real? Was that like some
no,
fancy camera
all of
stuff?
our videos are completely real. We've never done any special effects. In fact, I've just learned how to video edit, so I'm feeling really special now. But no, the truth is we've never done any editing, and in fact, our video that I'm most proud of is the one that we actually did live stream, where we took a brand new one wheel out of the box, killed the tire with a small nail, and then went all the way up to a 1/2-inch puncture. Went out and rode around Miami again, all on live stream. And then brought it back and stuck a 3/4-inch spike into it and killed it, proving, it's not like it was some trickery. It was still
3/4 inch.
It was so impossible to get it in. I'm like sitting there just like grinding the thing, and it was yeah, you would have a real difficulty getting a flat tire if it's just a puncture. Obviously, cuts can do it, but with a puncture, you're not going to get it.
Year before last at Dirt Surfers, I had a cloud on it. I'd been a pretty heavily used craft and ride cloud. Love that tire, but like Arkansas rock, super sharp, and I got like
razor blades.
4-inch, like what looked like a 4-inch slice in the tire. I threw some Dilloz in it, not thinking it would. I honestly, like, I love you, but it was a huge slit. I was like, no way this is going to work, but I'll try. That thing has held air ever since. It had like, it must not have been slit all the way 4 inches, but like it definitely, you see a spot at the end, just all pink, but like it's
So the thing
never had any problem since.
The difference that makes there is whether or not the internal structure of the tire gets compromised, right? So the internal structure of the tire is like these. It's a woven fiber structure, a skeleton that keeps the shape of the tire. As long as that's not compromised, the sealant will typically do the job, but cuts oftentimes, they compromise enough of those fibers that it won't work. The nice thing about a puncture, of course, is it just spreads the fibers out and they can come back together and oftentimes still hold shape. Cuts are pretty devastating because it cuts the actual shape of the tire, and the tire can just deform and create a hole that big for anything to go out. Can't stop that. So.
Well, we were talking earlier, your Armor-Dilloz, it started with one wheel, making it for one wheel, but you've branched into some other markets, correct? And they're doing really well for you.
So actually our biggest market now is e-scooters. They're really popular. There's a huge market out there.
Tubeless tires as well.
Yeah, of course, any tire that's pneumatic. And funny enough, right now I'm really proud to say we're going to be sponsoring a race out in California. Rider's Guide is putting on this really cool race out in California with a bunch of scooters and everything. We're going to be out there. Again, I'll be taking photos, and we're going to be out there talking about our product and just generally having a good time. Proud to sponsor that. So that's the first scooter in the US we actually get to sponsor. So pretty excited.
Yeah, it was crazy every so when I first moved here, I like went around to a lot of the e-scooter shops, just kind of get a lay of the land of all like the PEV industry here, and like Cory had already beaten me to the punch, like I'd go in, I'll be like, "Oh, you guys got Dilloz here?"
No way, really? That's awesome.
And I would be like, they're like, yeah, it's like the best tire sealant ever. And I was like, oh yeah, do I know?
Those guys are super active over there too. We really love our New Zealand customers. They're so awesome.
Yeah.
Dom is surrounded. I don't know if Dom has told you, but he's surrounded by like awesome people 24 hours a day now. He's like, he doesn't know what to do because he's not like the only person who has like a send level that's up to here now. Like,
yeah, also, yeah, a little bit like that.
Kiwis are, fast and hard, straight down the center.
Yeah, there's some.
So, Dom, as I recall, last year you were with the ski club. You were doing something. Is that still going on?
Yeah, I've still been doing ski club things. I just can't really do as much because I do university, and so I kind of step back a little bit. But the rad thing about the ski club is they own a lodge at this place called Temple Basin, and it's wild because all the ski field, there's no roads to it. It's a 45-minute hike up like a not insignificant track. Like it's just all clipped out. It's always like icy. You're always doing it.
He's in his element. Look, he's so happy.
You're always doing it as like 11 at night, and you get up there, and it's like a pretty nice lodge, and it was built by a bunch of students in like the 60s. Cool. And it's like a 50-bedroom lodge, and it's just run by like students. And money for it is raised through like a ski sale at the start of the year, and they're and everything is like somebody like put a tractor engine in this like big giant like huge basin, and they helicopter in like parts and fuel at the start of the year, and they run this tractor engine. You can get like 1,000 feet of vertical off, or like 2,000 feet of vertical off two toes, but you have to like hike and you have to like boot pack for like 20 minutes in between on a pretty like terrifying track. Like it's like on the side of a cliff and just like, it's just carnage. Cause if you like injure yourself at all, like you have to get helicoptered out. And it's just like, you're just, yeah. And it's like,
Have there
really,
been any helicopterings out this year?
yeah. Like this past weekend, there were two helicopters this last weekend. This dude like broke his back.
Oh my god!
And
no,
this girl broke her foot, and it's just like it's some carnage because they wanted to open the ski field, but they're like wasn't that much snow, and it gets above and below freezing, so it was all like frozen over. So it's like it's really hard. Like it'd probably be like everything would be like double black in the States, but it's like rocks everywhere. So if you fall at all, you fall off like cliffs and rocks and stuff.
So what is that? What does that rate in Kiwi terms? If it's double black here, is that like a blue for you guys or a green?
Yeah, no, because there's not really like a good trail map or anything. Like if you look it up, you're like, what is this whole?
It's just
it's just like it's like yeah, you go over there and all the
figure it out.
Are like really laid back, and it's like like this is rowdy.
There's a tractor at the bottom with no tires pulling you up, and it's like,
yeah, but it's progressed a little bit from there. There's just like a tow shed, and there's a big diesel engine in there, and they like flick it on, and it goes like really fast. So you have this, you wear a harness, and it's up like a pretty much like a 45-degree slope, and you grab onto the rope with like you have to wear like work gloves, like really thick work gloves, and you grab onto the rope, and it like takes you up to speed, and it's about the speed of like a fast chairlift, and you got to flick your like this little metal thing called a nutcracker over the rope and grab onto it, and the rope goes through pulleys, like lift pulleys, and if you put your finger through the pulleys, you like lose
fingers.
Yeah, you're losing fingers, like it's not too good. And there were a bunch of like there's American exchange students here finally, and they like showed up, and they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is insane. Like, this is fucked up.
Who got helied out? Was it Kiwis or some other country?
It was this German dude, and then this like one of the ski clubs like girlfriends, like he was like, oh, come up to Temple, and yeah. But I just look up and I just see like it was just so much carnage because just like I just saw like there was this chute, and it's about a ski length wide, and it's about like 30 feet long, and it was all ice, and like in the middle there were just a bunch of rocks, so you're having to hit these like jump turns over rocks at like a really like steep, like it was really steep, and I just saw some dude like try to like me and like these two American dudes like skied it. They were like, yo, we can ski this shit. I'm like, okay, like let's go hit it then. And then I ski down, and I just see him like sliding down the back, like all the way into this gully. I was like, okay, bro. Like, yeah, it was pretty intense, but it was sick. It was sick. It was a great weekend.
That's awesome.
All right, Dom. Well, I got a question for you. One wheeling. You still one wheeling a lot there, though, right? I know.
I still one wheel
probably as much, but like,
I still got one wheel right here. Like I still one wheel to class every day. Everybody doesn't really know what to make of it because like I'm just fooling around with my earphones in. Like
I'm just trying to figure out whether or not
normally
rode that thing down the hallway or carried it. I don't even
normally a Red Bull in
don't
hand,
answer that,
like normally like a Red Bull in hand, like hit some body varials. There's this really nice 5-stair that I'll just like whenever I go to class, I'll just holding a Red Bull like backpack and just hit like body varial off it, and then everybody's like, what the fuck was that? Like what the shit? And then like right now I got a
casual advertisement over there.
Yeah, and then I'll go to the mountain bike
yourself though since you have them for sale, you know, now you're doing your own work, right?
Yeah. And then like at the mountain bike park, most of like the mountain bikers have never really seen a one wheel before, and it's pretty rowdy mountain bike park. Like it's not super mellow, but it's sick because it's like right outside of town, so I can go hit some laps whenever I have time.
They're all cool with you though. They don't.
They're like they love me. They're like, bro, this like all the lifties are like, dude, this bro sends harder stuff than I would do on my mountain bike.
It's a lift park.
There's like, but it's a year round, so the lift it's only a mountain bike park. So there's like a 4-chair lift, and you just ride it to the top, and it's like really, really sick, like
How
downhill
far
mountain
down,
bike
like, is the
trails.
trail from the top?
It's about like 1,000 feet vert, like about 5 miles, 4 or 5 miles,
That's
depending on the trail.
Pretty awesome.
And it's just
That's
like
awesome.
really sick, technical, like blues, flowy blues. And it's just like all the mountain bikers are super nice. And they're like, what the fuck? I'll just be like headphones and just mobbing down this like black diamond. There'll be like a mountain biker like, what the fuck was that? And then you hear all the kids like, there's a lot of little kids, and they'll be like, yo, it's the fucking one wheel dude. Like, oh, did you hear he did this rock garden, or did you hear he did that rock garden? And I'll be like, yeah, what's up? But it's really funny. Like, no, yeah, I definitely like sandbag some of my friends. I'm like, yo, like, you want to go hit some laps at the adventure park? And then
On the
and then
one
they'll be
wheel?
like,
Like
yeah,
you're
they'll
putting
be
them on
like,
the one wheel?
yeah, they'll be like, this is fucked up, man. Like, this is
Why you
hanging.
bring me
Oh, yeah.
here?
Well, dude,
And I
so,
was
so
like,
fair
I
warning.
think we've all been domed at some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
You know,
I was like,
we've all been
there's
domed.
more.
That is like literally everybody calls it being domed.
Yeah.
It's
I was like, there's
It always starts the same way. Dom looks at you and goes, "Trust me, this thing's awesome.
It's gonna be
It's
awesome.
super easy.
It's
Follow
gonna
me
be
around."
rad.
So
Yeah,
your
and I was like,
style, you're gonna love
every
it.
time I'm like somebody, I'm like, there's like more people in this world that sympathize with the problem you're having right now than you'd imagine. So,
Yeah, listen. We were talking about starting a club actually. So
yeah, it's like, yeah, I got down.
So you missing?
Yeah.
Are you missing one wheel racing here in the States with the point system, all that?
Yeah, bro, I do. I really, man, wish I could go to more qualifiers and wish I could kind of be more involved in kind of the one wheel racing scene. But yeah, it
Oh, we
seems like
miss you
you guys,
over here, man. We
yeah,
miss you. We know you'd be a
miss
competitor for
Yeah,
sure.
miss you guys too. Like, seems like everything, like it's gone super rad this season. Seems like there's another a new young guard showing everybody up. Like,
Some
I
young
love
guys.
seeing
There's
like,
some young guys.
yeah, love seeing Jafari just like taking names and going fast, and
dude, he's
then
incredible.
So
love
fast.
seeing my boy Thor and my boy Finn, like all those dudes just going fast on one wheels, and seems like everybody's having a great time.
Oh yeah, it's been good. It's been good. It's been a fun season and fun to see it unfold. But yeah, definitely wish you were in there competing too. It'd be
Yeah,
fun to see it.
yeah, wish I was there racing, But other things have been calling. I got, yeah, not having too bad of a ski season here.
Electrical engineering degree as well.
Yeah, oh my
Working on
God.
that. That's correct. Electrical
Yeah,
engineering
yeah.
degree.
Electrical engineering is just like absurd amounts of work. Like just obscene. Like go in the library for like 10 days a day for the entire week, and like do 10 hours a day for like the whole week, and then just try to get something done, some fun things on the weekend.
right.
Good on you, Dom. You're doing the right thing,
Oh,
buddy.
man, just keep
Oh my
doing
God.
it.
I miss
So,
those days more than you know. I really do.
bro, yeah, I miss them too. I miss bulling out of Miami and all the shenanigans.
I
Like,
may
what?
remember them more fondly than I actually probably should. I think there's a little bit of memory possibly playing in there.
Yeah, bro, it's so
But
sick.
I do remember them fondly, whatever it was actually like at the time. So
You're talking
That's
about
the
your
hottest
college
place
days,
in the world
Corey?
right now, though.
What's
This
that,
place is
John?
You're
so.
talking about your college days, Corey?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I remember it as being great. I'm gonna keep those memories too and not really check them very much. So
College was
Yeah.
good. Loved college.
Yes,
Dom, you've gotten back into kayaking too. I did, we've seen
I've
that.
been kayaking a bunch.
I know
for
you're
the
a
most
pro stand-up paddleboarder, sponsored stand-up paddleboarder, but have picked up the kayak as because people think it's weird that you're stand-up paddleboarding down rivers there.
Yeah, not as much. Just like a lot of the rivers here, it's not advised to be swimming down them at any point because
Right.
due to the very very new geology, a lot of water likes to flow under rocks. So if you want to do any like kind of, because class 4 in the States, like it's a lot of big water, like pretty low consequence. But here, when you get into class 4, it's class 4 because it's consequential, and it's just kind of a much better platform because you just want to be kind of in your boat, not swimming a lot of it. So like I still paddleboard a bunch, but it's just more on like class 3 plus 4. But yeah, just been kayaking. There's a really entertaining like kayaking club here, and yeah, and there's just a lot of like rad rivers.
Yeah,
Everything's
I see some of these kayak videos out of New Zealand, and you say rad, I say mental, but whatever, same thing, same.
yeah, everything's just so much walking, you know, like to go ski like rad shit, it's just like bunch of walking. To like go kayak rad shit, it's just like a bunch of walking. So yeah, we're getting in shape, but it's just
I
like a
remember
slot.
John Grace told me about a memory of like you being in like the parking lot in a raft company in New Zealand with your parents there when you were like a little tiny kid, little tiny
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Oh
It
yeah, dude.
hap-
You were like
happens.
3 years old, 4 years old.
Yeah. From
Dude, it's
time
good
to
to see you
time.
back in the kayak, Dom. It looks like you're thriving in the boat, man.
Yeah, it's all good. I kind of, yeah, gotten a couple good beat downs, but not too bad
I
at
did
all.
see that one paddle break beat down.
Oh man, it was
Oh yeah,
just
that was a good
so
one. I saw
not.
that.
It was
The
so not. It
broken
sucked
paddle
so
booth strike.
bad. Like just like one off my booth, like off like biggest drop probably I've ever run, and just like do it on my face, and it was
Boofed your
just
face off the rock.
it just sucked,
Oh,
bro. I was
Dude.
just like, and that river, it's like a 2 hour slog through the jungle in like knee deep mud, and like oh, like it's just so heinous.
I mean, do you
But it's
call it a jungle in New Zealand? Like, what's the
like the West
term for the
Coast.
bush? Yeah, do you
Like the
what do you
West
call the
Coast is
bush?
like I would say that
It's
was
so
like
thick,
it's like
dude. It's so
yeah, it's
thick.
like it's fucked up, bro. It's just like you're just like bushwhacking with like a like 30-pound kayak on your back, like just like knee deep mud, like hanging onto rocks and like just
sounds like a lovely time, Don.
sliding everywhere. But like the moment you just like hop on the river and start kayaking, you just like immediately forget about the walk. Like your
It
just
all looks
brain
epic.
yeah takes the like just puts the suffering. It's just like okay.
Yeah, because you're trying to survive at that point. Yeah.
Or just like I don't know the like even like most of the rivers I'm paddling aren't like super gnarly, but
I'm
like
just kidding.
just the like yeah the rivers are just so rad that you're like damn like that walk was totally worth it. Even
All right, so we can't turn this into a kayaking podcast because the majority of us here also spend a lot of times on the river. So, Justyn, give us an update on FloatLife Fest. What's going on? Lay it out for us.
Well, we are just working steadily. We are working on the new course right now. We will be the next few weeks in August going to the camp during the weeks, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. If anybody's listening to this and you're nearby and you have some time, let me know. We'll be going out there. We will be building some of the big, larger wooden features that will be part of the pro lines in the half-mile long course that'll be towards the end, and we'll be working on the finish line.
Can we call it Rainbow Python for now? Like working title?
We're just gonna call it Rainbow Python right now. So Rainbow Python, Rainbow Python's got some really cool pro lines. As you come down the bends in the snake, the switchbacks of the Rainbow Python, there will be some cut throughs, which will actually, hopefully like reminiscent of a little bit of Fire Mountain skilly kind of style. At least a couple of those, and then some really cool add-ins that we'll be working, and then a dramatic finish line down by the lake. But yeah, getting ready for that. Working on just getting things tied in with the town, working on group rides, working on the scheduling, getting clinics dialed in.
And it sounds like we're going to have a bit of a beer festival this year.
Yeah, we will. We are working on getting our beer permits right now. We will be selling beers on site as well as drinks, and we have great food vendors lined up. So we'll have everything on site. We're really going to try to we're just going to keep it in the camp. That's kind of the deal. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to just make it all fun, hang with each other all weekend, and do the thing. It's going to be awesome. We can't wait.
So my neighbor,
it's such a great place. I can't wait.
It's so sick out there. So my neighbor Josh was asking. He had some questions about the meal plan. So for Pete, this is my neighbor, and he's tuned in. So tell people how that works.
Okay, yeah. So the meal plan, that is, if you're buying your ticket, if you haven't bought it yet, you will see there's an option for a meal plan this year. The meal plan, basically, the camp has amazing food. They have a wonderful chef named Haven that works at the camp. She cooks all the meals. We have vegetarian, vegan, and just our standard meal option, which includes meat, all the things. There's usually salad, vegetables, all the good stuff. And the meal plan, you get 5 meals, and that'll be your Friday dinner. You'll get breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Saturday, and then breakfast on Sunday before you leave. So it's a good deal. You get $90, and that just guarantees you're going to get some good food. Get to sit down. We have a big dining hall at the camp, so you just go in the dining hall, eat a meal, hang out, and then get back to it. So it just guarantees and make sure you're going to eat. But we do have some great food vendors out there as well. We've got Greenlight Cafe out of Black Mountain, so they have like fantastic vegetarian, vegan options. We also have a coffee truck, Bridge Tunnel coffee truck, which has awesome food, beverages, coffee drinks, all the caffeine. We'll be selling Guayaki yerba mate out there. Guayaki is a sponsor this year. We're super psyched to have them on board. This guy kind of got me addicted to these. Josh Haley, all those guys.
You're responsible for that, Cory?
It's him. Yeah, it was totally Cory.
So long story short, you come in, you've got all your races, you've got all your clinics, you've got food served for your beverages, everything you need. You immerse yourself into FloatLife Fest and you're good. Yeah,
pretty much. We'll have the festival starts on Thursday. So I know we put 13th through the 17th. On the 13th, people with RVs and car camping passes will be allowed to come into the festival on Wednesday. Everyone else, Thursday morning is when you'll actually be able to come into the festival. That includes primitive camping and general admission. And then I just want to kind of clarify that so people understand that. The festival does actually start on the 14th, and that's when we'll have clinics all day, clinics with the pros, and then we'll go into races on Friday. We'll have street style competitions Friday and Saturday. I was talking to Zach at Electric Stoke the other day. We're going to do a longest board slide competition this year, so that's a new one we're working on. Zach's got some great new holders for PVC pipe, and these things we can extend PVC pipe 50 feet, and keep going. So we're going to do a full-on slide competition this year, which we've never done. So that'll be really cool. Excited about that.
Can we do an on-air bet right now of what the longest slide's going to be between the four of us and see who wins?
I have a feeling that whatever length you make it, somebody's going to top it. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do kind of wonder.
How long is it going to go?
Well, let's just wait. Let's just all put $10 in. So everybody's got $10. Gentleman's wager here.
I know. We were talking about a 40-foot slide, but I feel like somebody could do the whole 40-footer. Do you think somebody could do the whole 40-footer?
I think it depends upon the geometry of the slide, right?
Yeah, I guess it has a little bit of downhill.
I don't know. I feel like the whole problem is you're not going to gain any momentum. All the momentum you have is going to be at the start, and you're going to be losing momentum. So there's definitely a limited distance you're going to be able to slide.
Is it going to be a level grind, or is it going to be
are we going to put it on a hill? Are we going to put it on a slight incline?
I guess if it's on an incline,
it could be endless. I'm going to go.
You could just slide.
All right, what's the terms of our bet here? So we've all got $10 in.
I'm gonna go honestly, whatever the length of it is. I honestly believe somebody will manage to top it no matter what the length is. That's my bet.
I'm gonna go 33
max length. All right, Cory's max length
33.5. I'm 33.5 feet.
I think 27 feet.
What's yours?
27 feet.
27. What are you,
super
John?
long.
What are you, John?
No, because now I've never. I think it's going to be 21.
33, 27, endless.
All the way
I'm
up.
21.
All the way
I'm 21. I'm
21.
21.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure it goes uphill so I win this. So I'm the under guy on this.
I think you can probably do it, and I'll still win.
All right. So just for the record here, I was 21 feet. Cory was endless. Armor-Dilloz endless. Justyn was
33.
and Dom was 27.
Yeah.
Yes.
27. Okay. All right. Well, FloatLife Fest, figure it out. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, I got some questions for Dom too. Some other stuff here. I was like, so Dom, like we kind of asked, like we had Kyle Hansen last week, who has been a Race for the Rail winner. You're a Race for the Rail winner. We got Race for the Rail coming up. You're also a FloatLife Fest winner. What is your advice to someone just getting into racing for their first time? What is your advice for them, or just what would you suggest as far as like racing? What's your strategy? What would you suggest to people getting into racing, and how
Like,
they
I don't know, man. I just like the races I always did the races I always did the best in were the ones that I kind of went in and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to have as much fun in this race as possible. Like, I want to win, but like number one is have fun. Because like if you focus on winning, like I feel like most of it's a head game, you know, like everyone else wants to win the race, like everybody else is, they're looking fast, you're looking fast. Like there's a lot of head games and stuff. But I feel like if you just go in and like don't try to take it too seriously, just be like, take it seriously, but like, man, I really want to have fun today, and I want to I want to do well in this race, but I want to just do my best, because I don't know, like all the races I went to, like I felt like every single race I went to, I went on that course and I was like, I did my best. And when I didn't do my best, I was stressed out, and I was like, man, in my head I was like freaking out. I was like, what if I don't win this race? Like what happens then? And I feel like, just go
Well,
out.
it's a lot different now
have
too.
fun.
You were younger. I mean, it's only been a few years, but going from like 14 when you won Race for the Rail, is that right?
Or 15, I think. Yeah.
15. So you were 15 when you won Race for the Rail. Like, what would now 19-year-old Dom tell 15-year-old Dom as a racer?
Yeah, sorry. Like I don't know. I feel like Race for the Rail, like I don't know. Like
if you could go back and tell yourself, like, be like, hey,
I don't know. I don't like. I feel like Race for the Rail, like I feel like my 2019, like I wouldn't tell Dom then anything. Like it was so bad. Like every time I went up, I was in like I did time trials. And I was like, oh damn, I made it. And then I would go up the lift. I was like, I made it again. And then I went up the lift again, and I was like, I made it again. And then I was like, oh shit, oh fuck, I'm in finals. Like this shit could actually happen. And I feel like that kind of changed everything, because like the first time, like I felt like Race to the Rail was so rad, because like I didn't like really think I could win it. I was just seeing where that whole thing went, you know. Like I was just mobbing along, like trying to have fun. Like, damn, I get to be in California right now. Like I get to have just rad fun times with all my friends. And then I wasn't like, I felt like after that there was a lot of expectation, like, oh, I gotta win this race, like need to make this happen. And I feel like
that's why it's so hard to repeat, man. That's why
that's
the
kind of
stuff you get a target on your back, and everybody's
that
you
I feel like that
like,
affected my performance much more. If I just entered everything with like, damn, I'm just gonna have rad times today.
Dude, there's the advice right there. Just go be rad.
just
Go be rad.
Go
be rad.
Go be rad.
Yeah.
You know, I think actually I had just sitting here thinking, and I think I have a nice slogan for Dom. Fun is fast, and fast is fun.
There you go. Fun is fast.
Yeah, because there's all these races, everybody be like, Dom, just ride how you ride every single day when you're just ripping the trails in Bent Creek, and you'll be fine.
Having tried to keep up with you when you're having fun.
I know. I'm always like, Dom, just wait at the next turn, please.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
But it is fun. Yeah, I'll ride with people, and they're like, well, you're not that. You're pretty fast. I'm like, oh, well, I just tried to keep up with Dom, so I'm probably faster than I think.
I'm like, I'm slow on trails. You're like, you're fast. I'm like, no, I'm not.
So Cory, not to switch gears off of racing or whatever, like, and not to go back to, like, how does Armor-Dilloz work? Like, how does it seal up a tire? Like, it's a fluid. Like
Yeah.
honestly, it's like a magic potion. Like I don't
Yeah,
understand.
no, it's magic. That's exactly what it is. I cast a little spell every time you inject it, and it works. No, so so there's really funny enough. I was talking earlier about having the geology background, and funny enough, this works a lot the same as geology does, where it comes to particle packing and actually creating the plug, because it does create a physical plug. And the idea is it's much the same as aggregate packing. You have different size particles of rubber, and you have different lengths of Kevlar and or other aramid fibers in this base. And the base, of course, there's a couple different properties with the base, be it anti-corrosive, how fast it flows, how thick it is. All of that controls performance and how well it behaves in tires at higher speed, particularly narrow channel tires, high speed. Like EUCs, that's where it gets pretty tricky to actually get them, to perform well and still be able to get out of its own way. And of course, then you have to make choices like, do you want to create a sealant that's going to, stick to the inside of the tire and adhere, which on the face of things seems like a really good idea, right? But whenever you actually get down to it, it turns out that having sealant that flows around the tire freely is better. And the reason for that is very simply that whenever you actually do get a puncture, you have a whole lot of material right there available to seal a massive hole.
Puncture.
Yeah, if you have, obviously, if you set it stuck to the inside of the tire, it's a very small amount of sealant in any one location that can be utilized to seal the hole. So, anyways, beyond that, the idea really is just that it, creates a physical plug that effectively, as the liquid tries to force itself out the hole, it acts kind of like a carrot, like a soft little fluffy fuzzball of Kevlar and rubber that makes a reverse carrot and tries to drive itself out, and that wedges itself. The tighter that you push on it, the tighter it wedges in. And of course, that's why we say, point the hole down, air it up. And that creates a really good physical plug that tends to stay for the life of the tire. I mean, obviously, it can come loose, which you may just need to, re-air the tire. Of course, sometimes adding a little more sealant helps if it's not working well. I like to say there's really only two ways a tire can go with Armor-Dilloz. Either it's going to seal, which that's great, or if it's leaking air, just add more sealant. Otherwise, it's going to be spraying sealant out. And if it's spraying sealant out in a stream, that's a dead tire. But beyond that, it's pretty much just add more sealant or add more air, and you're going to be good to go.
So, but when the sealant comes through the hole.
Oh yeah, what's up, Dom?
I got a lecture in about 3 minutes.
Bro, dude, get to school.
Apologies. It was so rad. Talk to you guys.
So good to see you, bud.
Excited
to see everybody at FloatLife Fest, and
can't wait to see
you.
So
there you go. What? Okay, last thing. What's your favorite thing about FloatLife Fest?
What's my favorite thing about FloatLife Fest? Man, that's a pretty loaded question there, Justyn. I don't know. It's like I don't know if I could pick out one thing. Like I don't know. The GT race is always entertaining. Like the
I do love that video last year.
And the passes are just like so rowdy. Like you're just flying past people, like not too far away, and you're over. Like you're not riding on the trail. Like everybody's in the trail following. You're like, oh, stop. And you're just like blasting, and it's quite entertaining. But I don't know. All of FloatLife Fest is quite good fun. But I'm so fired up for it. It's gonna be so fun.
I can't wait to see you back on stage, man.
I say you guys well.
Later, brother.
Yeah, later.
Love you, bud. Have a great day.
Hard, bud.
So jumping back in where we left off there real quickly, effectively it just creates a big old cotton ball filled with different sized particles of rubber. It tries to push itself out the hole, packs in tightly, and creates a seal.
It works really well.
Funny enough, really soon, as you see, we're working on redoing some of the area here. This is kind of an impromptu setup, but we're going to be actually doing some really cool videos very soon and actually going through some of the science behind Armor-Dilloz and showing people in detail why it works and how it works.
I want to know, so is it air hits it and that dries it out and makes it what makes it quit being a fluid?
It's literally, it stays fluid. The fluid part stays a fluid. That's only a carrier. So the whole point of the fluid is that it's a carrier that gets those particles to the hole. Once that happens, it's that you've got this giant cotton ball that once it tries to go out the hole, compacts down.
It's a log jam, dude. It's a log jam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's
exactly. Just packs it in, packs it in.
And it's a log jam with lots of different sized logs, and that's the real key. So you've got so many different sized logs that pack together perfectly. And like one of the things that we do for our scooter product, the blue stuff, since they have inner tubes and since they have really thin tires between the treads, one thing people don't know about treaded tires, between the treads, really thin. They are not thicker and tougher. In fact, overall, the lugs are really thick, yes, but in between they are paper thin, thinner than a slick. So anyway, the thing is in those cases, we use longer Kevlar fibers that are actually getting almost impossible to source. It's really incredible. So we actually use longer Kevlar fibers, and what that does is helps to bridge those longer gaps. So unlike just the aramid poly, pulp, that is basically just a variety of small particles, that's a primary component. We also have different lengths of actual fibers that allow it to have different properties and do things like bridge those larger holes.
Dude, that's so wow. I thought it had something to do with like hitting the air and like, like this is amazing. See,
Right.
I learned something. This is why
and funny enough, people get really worried. They open up their tire and they see it getting a little watery or whatever. And the truth is, now, granted, it's ideal. Funny enough, when we put it out of the bottle, it's a little too thick. So we actually engineer it to break down.
Uh-oh. I lost you, homies. That could be it. All right. Well, internet connection blew up for Miami. At FloatLife Fest, episode 3. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you at FLF 6. Thanks for watching.